Zibai is currently being talked about as one of the strongest Geo DPS units in the game. The real question right now is simple. Are her numbers and requirements good enough to justify pulling her? In this video, we're looking at Zibai's performance, what she needs to work properly, and how she fits into the current meta. I will be talking about Zibai in consideration of free-to-play players and meta-focused players who want to spend their resources wisely. By now, we all know that Zibai is an on-field Geo DPS who scales primarily off defense and uses a sword as her weapon type. This is already really important since there are quite a few free-to-play sword options for Zibai, which I will discuss later in the video. Her kit is designed around staying on-field, dealing consistent damage, and benefiting heavily from specific team support like Columbina and Illuga. One of Zibai's biggest advantages is how easy she is to play. Her rotations are simple, her damage is consistent, and you don't need perfect execution to get good results. With Illuga at C6 and Columbina in her team, Zibai comfortably sits among the top-tier DPS units. Her damage output becomes very stable, and she performs well across most types of content. The support requirement of Illuga is important though, and it plays a big role in her overall value. Because Zibai scales off defense, she's naturally durable. This makes her really easy to build, and allows average artifacts to perform surprisingly well. She is pretty easy to build overall along with quite a few team options. Let me know in the comments if you want a Zibai guide where I can discuss all her team options and weapon options in detail. The only thing that limits Zibai as of now are Illuga constellations. I do recommend at least getting C2 Illuga so you can easily clear content within the game. Also, unlike Nefer and Flins, Zibai, as of now, does not have a whole dedicated support for her. For Flins, you have a Nefer, and for Nefer, you have Llama. But for Zibai, we don't really have a premium support. Some people might argue Illuga is supposed to be the premium support, but is that really true? Or are we just using Illuga because that's the best option we have for lunar crystallized teams? And on top of that, he is a 4-star, so can you consider him premium? Because of this, either we might have a dedicated support for Zibai in future, or she will remain more independent by herself. Meaning the real dedicated support for her would be her constellations and signature weapon, and a few Illuga cons to some extent. In terms of investment, Zibai is fairly free-to-play friendly. She has multiple usable free-to-play weapon options. Harbinger of Dawn is especially strong, but it requires running a shielder to maintain its passive. If you don't want to play around that condition, there are plenty of other free-to-play swords that still work well with mid-investment. Zibai is also very easy to build. Defense % artifacts are common to get, average substats work fine, and she doesn't demand extreme min-maxing to feel good. Now, what about when you compare Zibai to the other Nod Cry DPS, which is Nefer and Flins? First, let's go over Nefer. Nefer has a higher damage ceiling than Zibai. However, she's harder to build, needs her dedicated support Llama almost all the times, and also needs quite a bit of investment when it comes to artifacts. This basically means that for high investment meta players, Nefer can outperform Zibai by miles by not only upgrading Nefer herself, but along with Llama constellations too. As for free-to-play players, Zibai is of course more independent, easier to build, and pretty high DPS with lower investment too. As for Flins, Flins stands out as one of the most future-proof DPS units for me. He's easy to build, very F2P, friendly, flexible in teams, and doesn't rely on a single support unit. Nefer is his dedicated support, but even without her, he still holds up pretty well with just Columbina. The only problem would be that sustainless Flins is quite hard to play. Other than that, he works really well in free-to-play teams. That flexibility gives him strong long-term value. A simple answer to the comparison for the Nod Cry DPSs would be: overall, Nefer remains pretty high above Flins and Zibai when it comes to high investment players. But Flins and Zibai are easily good and even better in some cases when it comes to free-to-play players with lower investment. Flins will remain slightly better than Zibai in every case because of how strong his teams are and the fact that you have a dedicated 5-star support for him. As for future, I don't think we might have any dedicated lunar crystallized supports, but if we do, then Zibai might turn out to be better considering her C6 Illuga teams do strongly compete with Flins and Nefer premium teams already. It's just slightly lower when it comes to numbers on C6 Illuga and Gora team. Overall, my final opinion is that Zibai is worth it if you already plan to pull Illuga at C2 or higher and want an easy to build character. She has a lot of free-to-play options for weapons too. The only time I would say Zibai is less ideal for you is if you already own Nefer and Flins both, along with more good DPS like Mavuka and Skirk. But still, even then, you can easily use her for theater, since she will likely remain one of the best Geo DPS characters for quite some time. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions regarding Zibai, and if you need any more help in deciding if you should pull for Zibai or not. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.